Our County to County series takes us to Wisconsin this morning. It's a state that helped President Biden win the White House, and it's in the spotlight again this year for the midterms.
Yeah, Wisconsin continues to be hit hard by the pandemic, which actually has the third highest jump in COVID cases per capita over the past 2 weeks, according to the New York Times. NBC News correspondent Shaq Brewster joins us now from the capital city, Madison. Hey, Shaq, good morning, and thank you for being out there because it looks cold where you are, too. So give us a sense of how voters you spoke to are feeling about the president's response to the pandemic at this point.
Well, yeah, Savannah, I'll tell you right now, their main focus is probably staying warm with that temperature that's dipping 7 degrees below zero. But in terms of their pandemic and the response, I want you to listen to some of the conversations that I've been having, because the reason why we're here in Dane County in Madison is because these are not swing voters. These are voters that, if anything, swing from voting Democrat or not voting at all. So listen to what they said in part of my conversations.
It feels like there is much more of a coordinated response, that there are people qualified in the administration helping advise things.
There were a lot of promises made up front, which is certainly part of why I voted for him. And I don't know, it's a little disappointing to see that we haven't made a ton of progress.
Biden's doing the best he can with a locked Congress the way it is.
You know, one thing that we saw in our new NBC News poll is that President Biden's support among Democrats also dropped in terms of his overall approval rating. It went down about 10 points. In terms of the pandemic response, you're seeing that number on your screen right now. Also a significant drop in how overall Americans view his handling of the pandemic.
So, Shaq, beyond COVID, what other issues are on the minds of voters there?
Well, again, these are Democratic voters. So many of the people we spoke to, while they voted for President Biden, actually everyone we spoke to voted for President Biden in this past election, most of them did not support him in the primary. Instead, wanted some other candidates because of their other issues that they saw as a priority. Listen to that part of my conversations.
Some of the particular sources of my frustration with Biden are campaign promises that he still hasn't delivered on, and things that affect people.
Well, I think he came into a role where the bar was really, really low, and so I think he's been doing better than that bar. I think the biggest problem that I have with the Biden administration right now is that the last guy just lied, and now this guy is saying all of these things that contradict each other. Like the CDC is not making very clear recommendations.
So you see people are following the pandemic and following that guidance, but there are also other issues and other concerns that they have, and they want those to be addressed. One thing to note, we've been talking a lot about the filibuster. We've been talking a lot about voting rights and Build Back Better. Those were not issues that voters brought up in terms of their frustration, at least specifically. When I asked about them, they said they were important to them, but those are not things that they brought up on their own.
Now, Shaq, that last voter there that you spoke with, I mean, it sounds like he's sort of expressing a lot of what we're all feeling. Fatigue with this situation that we're still in with COVID, whether it be CDC guidelines being confusing, testing being hard to get, and just the fact that we are still in this now 2 years later. What did you hear from people in Wisconsin about that fatigue, and could that impact how they vote?
That fatigue is very real, Savannah, especially when you mentioned Wisconsin dealing with a coronavirus surge right now. This Dane County, Madison area also dealing with that spike despite having the highest vaccination rates in the state. I want you to listen to my conversations with folks about the fatigue they're feeling, because this helps determine the national mood. When we look at midterms, if people aren't happy, they're less likely to go out and enthusiastically vote. Listen to what folks told me.
The fatigue is real. Folks are tired. We're not winning against COVID-19, and that's the reality that restaurant folks, service industry folks, essential workers, people now are feeling like they're more disposable than essential.
Everyone I talk to is like, I'm barely getting by, and just like totally overwhelmed, kind of psychologically, mentally, spiritually.
Now, while that sound that you heard there is somewhat depressing, this is an opportunity for President Biden and for the Democrats. If this pandemic turns around, if people start to feel like their lives are getting back to some sense of normalcy, then they have an opportunity to increase those poll numbers and hopefully change the national mood. At least that's how they're seeing it.
All right, Shaq, appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Shaq.